Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Scott D'Agostino from WizKids Games.
Hello.
And we've been looking at Star Trek Frontiers, which is a sort of reinterpretation of Mage Knight board game.
Uses the same game engine, which we are calling the Venture Tile system that was premiered in the Mage Knight board game.
Okay.
But now takes it up into space rather than the fantasy theme. So you are exploring the map as you go, which is a critical portion of the Venture Tile system. You're laying out the tiles of the map that we have here. And you're going to come across asteroid belts, nebulas, planets, different cultures and races as you go. And you can take the part of either Federation or the Klingon as you're exploring the galaxy and using your skills either in diplomacy or combat to get yourself out of situations by talking or shooting. It's using the same, as I said, using the same game engine. But there are some differences in the game. There's some areas where the rules have been streamlined. And as an example, there is no day-night function as there was in Mage Knight because, you're in space, there's no day-night. It's like, didn't really quite make sense. And we figured that was an easy way to just cut that out and make it simplified a little bit. But then there's some areas that we added a few things. As an example, and as I just said with the diplomacy function, that's similar to influence in Mage Knight, where you're using that to recruit different crew to your ship and other cards and game effects that you can do. But you can also use it as a resource in this game to actually sort of talk your way out of battles instead of having to fight them. So that's a new aspect for that in this game. So it's a wonderful game engine with the depth of the game and the replayability that you can play this as a solo game. You can play it up to 4 players. You can play it cooperatively. You can play it competitively. You can have different victory conditions. There's different scenario games that you can play that are offered in the back of the rule book. So a lot of replayability in the box. I mean, you could play this game 50 different times, 50 different ways.
Mentioned the box. There's a lot more that was in the box than
I just put out a few things here, but
yes, a lot more.
We've got one of the you are ultimately going to be looking to fight the board. So there's 4 different board cubes that are included. And you can set that. You can set difficulty levels in this game, which is fantastic. So you can fight if you want to do a shorter game or an easier game. You can just say we're going to find the first board cube and destroy it, or you can try to find all 4 of them and destroy them. So that's another way in this game that I think is really fantastic with this game engine is that there's a lot of variation for setting. Really tailoring the game to how the duration of the game, the victory conditions, the difficulty of the game.
Okay. So how did it come about to begin with? Now, obviously, you have the Star Trek license in doing Attack Wing. How did it come about to merge the two?
Well, I mean, that's really the sort of long and short of it is we've had wonderful success. We're so happy to work with CBS and the Star Trek license. And we have this wonderful game engine of the Venture Tile system. So working with Vlada Schmatil, who designed Mage Knight and the Venture Tile system, and then basically introducing to Andrew Parks. And Andrew Parks takes that base of the game engine and ports it onto the new universe here of Star Trek, and pulls all the components of the game, all the aspects of the game, and then makes some tweaks of the rules here and there in terms of what makes sense for this
environment.
This license. Exactly. So it really is sort of a match made in heaven, if you will. We have a strong game engine that we really enjoyed and we wanted to do more with. and we have this wonderful IP to work with as well.
It's interesting. I don't know if you've looked at what USAopoly is doing with Star Trek Panic.
Yep.
So they have Panic, which of course was from Castle Panic, and sort of now is Star Trek Panic. We have Mage Knight that becomes Star Trek Frontiers. It's interesting just that I know for many people, like, Star Trek is multiple things, and obviously you can find, I mean, it's a big universe, and you can find different parts of that universe that are going to work in different game situations.
Oh, absolutely.
So
I mean, this is people have different preferences of their televisions, movies, what have you. So if you're a Star Trek fan and you want a board game that has a lot of depth to it, then Star Trek Frontiers is a wonderful game in terms of a lot of depth. There's other Star Trek offerings out there that are different gameplay, but just like you're the professional in this. There's all sorts of different board games that appeal to all sorts of different folks. So if you can match up, this is my favorite style of game, and this is my favorite license, and find that game, then great.
Yes, and there are multiple possibilities out there.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. It used to.
I mean, Star Trek party game at some point. I think we can do it.
I think
we just need a little Romulan ale.
Well, someone did have red shirts.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah.
Which is not. They're just randomly wearing red shirts.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
But
ish.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks very much for the overview.
Yeah. Thank you.